where New York prosecutors investigating former President Donald Trump's finances have finally received his tax returns. The prosecutors obtained these crucial records just hours after the U.S. Supreme Court denied Donald Trump's last-ditch efforts to keep them private. They're now investigating huge payments made to two women, both of whom allege that they had affairs with Donald Trump and possible fraud. Now, these payments are said to have been made before the 2016 presidential election. Possible allegations of tax evasion and bank fraud are also being investigated. With the records now in the hands, New York prosecutors will be able to dig deeper into the investigative theories and also pursue key witnesses in both of these cases. However, investigations are taking place behind closed doors in front of a grand jury. This means that the public may actually never get to see the tax records. It is unclear if and when the probe will lead to a prosecution, and if it does, it will be the first time for a former U.S. president. Now, U.S. presidents are not required by law to release details of their personal finances, but every U.S. leader since Richard Nixon has done so. Now, Donald Trump repeatedly said that he would release them pending an audit, but the 45th American president ultimately broke with the tradition. However, if Donald Trump is charged and convicted, he could face a possible jail term. This is because, unlike federal offences, state crimes are not subject to presidential pardons. Okay, this is something that has been discussed pretty much throughout Donald Trump's presidency, and now finally his tax records have in fact been given to the government. Now, this is something that Donald Trump did not want to do during the time that he was the president, but he has now agreed to do so. What ramifications is this likely to have on the investigations that Donald Trump is presently and may face in future?
Yeah, this is a big legal blow to the former president. He had tried for 18 months to not hand over these accounts to prosecutors in New York. They issued the subpoena 18 months ago. He has used every legal avenue possible in that time to stop them from getting their hands on them. The final one was the Supreme Court. It ended up right at the top court in the country, and just a couple of days ago they rejected his bid for them to be stopped from for his accountants to be stopped from handing them over. It means now that the Manhattan prosecutors have those, and they have a team of forensic accountants and auditors on hand ready to go through these with a fine-tooth comb. We understand there's around 8 years worth of his accounts there. It's all part of a wide-ranging investigation that we're not even sure the full extent of. We understand that they will be looking through these accounts to see how he may have manipulated the value of his properties, for example, to try to get a different loan on them or to try to get advantages when it came to insurance and so on. So lots of complicated, detailed financial investigation to be going on, but it certainly is real legal jeopardy for a former president. No former president has faced this level of legal issues after leaving office. And it's one, of course, of many. He's facing lawsuits from other areas of his life as well, including another criminal investigation in Georgia. The Attorney General there looking into whether he broke the law when he called officials there, state officials there, to try to get them to find votes that he hadn't actually won in the presidential election. So this is just one of many investigations.
Now, Kate, for people who are looking at this from outside of the United States, shed more light on the fact that these are tax returns that Donald Trump had wanted to keep private. But one would think that the tax authorities in the United States would have already, audited his tax returns. And if they haven't found anything, then there is very little that these prosecutors could find when they go through with this fine-tooth comb of his tax returns.
Yeah, well, as I said, they will be looking for any discrepancies they can to support their investigation. They'll be looking at whether he inflated or deflated the value of his properties to get advantages on mortgage loans. They haven't given much detail to the public about exactly what they suspect could have been going on. They will also be looking at the 3 of his children, Eric, Don Jr. and Ivanka Trump, to see if they were involved in anything untoward in these companies. Of course, they all have worked or do work for their father in different aspects. They'll be looking at Trump Tower, that large apartment building, high-rise building in Manhattan that is owned by Donald Trump, about whether that has been involved in anything illegal. So they're looking into every aspect they can, as I say, across an 8-year period.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, Kate Fisher, for joining us and getting us all those updates there. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.